So about 2 weeks ago, I was contacted by this company, AUXITO, I think is the way it's pronounced, AUXITO. And they make LED lighting for automobiles. They make brake lights, tail lights, parking lights, headlights. And they wanted to send me some headlights to review and see what I thought. So I told them, sure, you know, I don't have a problem with that, but it's going to be an honest review. And they agreed, and they sent them to me. And this is them. I hadn't even taken them out of the pack yet. I wanted to do that on camera for the first time. But I've got a couple things here that's worth mentioning. Now, these, for the set, they're 16,000 lumens. They're 8,000 lumen per LED bulb. They do have a 2-year warranty, and they have a 50,000 hour lifespan. Now, I did the math, and 50,000 hours, just to put that in perspective, if you use these bulbs 8 hours per day, 7 days a week, they would last over 18 years. So keep that in mind. 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's unlikely anybody would use their headlights 8 hours in a day. But I did 8 hours just because that's a typical work day. So they are made in China. They have aluminum heat sink. It says right here 50,000 hours operating life. They operate at minus 40 degrees and up to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, up to 176 degrees Fahrenheit. The color temp is 65,000 K. The sun, I think, is 56,000 K. Is what the sun's considered. And the higher you go on the Kelvin temperature, the more blue it becomes. So there might be a slight blue tint, but to be honest, I don't know if you're going to be able to even tell at 65,000 K, but we'll see, because we're going to do a before and after. We've got the factory headlights in the Jeep right now. I'm going to turn them on, shut the lights off. I've waited till it's dark out so that we can see the difference between the factory headlights, which are just halogen bulbs, and what these are. Let's see. I believe the LMP here for the light source model, I think LMP is the LED style, but don't quote me on that. Operating voltage is 12 to 24, so if you have a 24 volt system, these will work in it. This particular set are H13, hopefully that's coming through, 9008 or H13 style bulbs. So if you have a 9008 or H13 bulb, this will replace it. These are all the other different style bulbs that you can get, you know, in this brand. And that's probably about it. It's saying a 0.01 second quick start. So unlike a HID bulb that takes a little while to warm up to get to its full brightness, this is at its full brightness pretty much instantly. And that's about it. This is the part number for this particular set. So let's go ahead and open this thing up, and let's see what we got. That's the tightest fitting box I've ever seen. Okay, got a couple zip ties in case you need them. Something else that I was reading on their website is 99% CAN bus friendly. And if you're not familiar with that, if you own a vehicle that will give you the error message up on the instrument cluster, if you have a bulb out, some aftermarket bulbs, if they're not designed right, even though the bulb is working, it'll give you that error message. It messes up the CAN bus. The computer actually thinks the bulb is out, so it throws that error message up there. And you know, of course, you get out and you realize that it's not out, but it's an aftermarket bulb. Well, these are supposed to be 99% CAN bus friendly. You got 2 LEDs on each side. My assumption would be that 2 would be low beam, and then I'm pretty sure all 4 would be high beam, but it could be that only 2's low beam and then the other 2 are high beam. I'm not sure. It does have a rubber seal here, so it'll seal off once it's snapped in. Now, it does have a fan to keep it cool. This is a complete aluminum housing. I mean, all in all, the bulb looks really nice. It's got a little box here. I'm not exactly sure. I guess that's the driver, probably, for the LED. Of course, it's going to plug. Your factory plug is just going to plug right into this plug, and it should, you know, be watertight. The whole thing looks watertight. I'm assuming that fan is also going to be watertight, so if water gets in there, it's made to where it's not going to cause a problem with the fan. Like I say, it does have a 2-year warranty, so at least for 2 years you shouldn't have anything to worry about. But I have to say, it is definitely a nice looking LED bulb. So let's what's this say right here? Tear invalid. Not exactly sure what that means, but anyway. So let's go out here to the Jeep. I'll show you how these the easiest way to change the bulbs on a Jeep, whether you're putting LEDs in or not. I'll show you the easiest way to do it. Let me get the stuff I'm going to need. Okay, we're back out here at the Jeep. I almost forgot, the first thing we want to do is do a comparison. So let's turn these lights on and see how dark it is. I'm going to turn my office light off just to get rid of any light that it may be putting out. Okay, so now, other than the street light across the street, this corner of my house is completely dark. I've got to turn the lights on. Okay. Ground. There's my son's Tacoma. I'm probably about 8 feet away from the Jeep. Okay, just so you see how bright it is. Okay, so that's what we got. Now that is on low beam. That's high beam. Son's Tacoma. Driveway. House. Go back to low beam. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get these things replaced. So now this Jeep's been taken apart before at some point. These have got little plastic rivets, and then we got a couple Christmas trees right here, and then again little rivets. Now the way these work, you don't want to put hardly any pressure on these when you try to turn them out. If you do, they just spin right back in there, and you can see these have been out enough to where they don't even want to come out very easy. So you just take you can take a little screwdriver. I've got a little pry tool. Then you just pry these one out of there. That's all they are. Christmas trees, same way. Now, whatever you've got, maybe just slightly different. Like I say, these are not these two here are not what's supposed to be in these, but whoever had this out, probably all they had or whatever. This is by far the easiest way to change the headlight bulbs on these Jeep Wranglers. Don't think you go in through here or even over there. Okay, once these are out, all you gotta do, pull out on the bottom to unclip the clips down there. And then the easiest thing to do is just turn those so that that one already fell out. And then set your grill right up there just like that. Okay, now what you got, if you got some T15s right in here that you want to take out. Got 4 total. Can't hardly see that one. Now the ring goes on one way, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you can see the plug right there. You've got, see the little red piece right here? Take a screwdriver, just push it out like that. Push that little tab right there, and it'll unplug. Now, the light just rotates right out of there. And that's what the original light looks like. If you ever plan on reusing this, make sure you never touch the glass with your fingers. Now, just to show you the size difference, you got one bigger, so you got 3 lugs on this, and one's bigger than the others, and you just got to match up the big one to the big one on the headlight assembly. Once you do that, it'll screw right in. So you should be left with something looks somewhat like that. Now, of course, your factory plug has a hermetic rubber seal in there. And that's what seals the water out. So once you plug this in, it should be watertight. Now the headlight does only go in one way, so that it's straight up, or so that it's correct. And the way you can tell is that little dot right here on top. That should be aimed upward. And once you get it in the right spot, it'll lock in. So now, trying to do this one-handed with the camera can be tricky. Then it's just a matter of lining up the ring here, right there. Get at least one screw started so that I can let go of this. Okay, so this one's done. So I'm going to go ahead and put the other one in this one real quick so I can have both hands, and then once I get it done, we'll make sure they work and we'll see how bright they are. Okay, so I'm about to install this, and the one thing I would recommend is make sure you look back behind there, since this does have a fan on it that you want to be able to turn. Make sure you don't have a harness, kind of like what I do here. You know, push on that harness and make sure it's going to be away from the light whenever the light's all installed. Even if you have to look back here to make sure, because you'll never know whether that fan's turning or not. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and screw this in, and we're going to turn the lights on. Okay, let me get the garage shut. Get these lights off. We're going to see the difference we got. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, look how much brighter this is on low beam. And it is white. I don't really notice any blue tint at all, which is good. So there's my son's truck. You can actually see that it's a Tacoma now. I'm about the same distance away, about 8 feet away. That's on low beam. So now, let's go high beam. Look at that. Right in front of the Jeep. It's all lit up. Sun's Tacoma. Door. You can see my shadow. I don't know if you can even see my shadow last time. That is a lot wider and a lot brighter. In fact, look at how dim that's the parking lights. That is unbelievable. I can hear this fan running, and I hear that fan running. I'm very, very impressed, for sure. Back to low beam. Yeah, that's going to make the one thing I noticed about this Jeep whenever we drive it was how dim the lights were. Make sure whenever you put your grill back on that you've got your your little metal clips right here. And now you can get to these once the grill's back on. You can actually reach right up underneath the fender and you can get to the parking lights. But since I'm right here, I'm going to go ahead and snap that one in. We'll go ahead and snap this one in, just to save me from having to do it later. Okay. Now, look underneath here. You can see where the clip goes. Got a little alignment stud right there. So once you get all that lined up, just snap it in just like that. So now the bottom is all snapped in. Now all you got to do is put your upper clips in right here. Go ahead and open the garage, because since these were not the factory clips, we're going to put at least some clips in that's going to be closer to factory. And I'll show you what I got. And I'll show you how these actually even are supposed to go in. You just push them straight down like that. So once you get these, you get one in. Okay. Take the center. Just push it. Now these would probably hold. We're missing the two that I had to break out of here because they weren't the right ones. But if you do much of this kind of stuff, get on Amazon. I'll even put a link to this if you want it. This is a push retainer clip kit. So it's got all the different style clips that you may need. And basically what you do is just find one that'll work. May not have the same exact style, but it generally will have a style that will work. Okay, so here's the little screw type. Now, different manufacturers use different ones, so there's no guarantee that these are going to be the right diameter that I need. In fact, they sure don't seem like it. But anyway, we're really done here. Yeah, that worked. That opened up enough. Alright. So there you have it. LED lights from AUXITO or AUXITO. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I'm very, very happy with them. You guys take care.